This machine's been everywhere I have. France, Brazil, even the damn moon. Why is that?
Hey, we're coming to you, Allison27 back here, and I want to go by and explain all of Dempsey's quotes, because these quotes, he has the best ones in the giant map. So much storyline stuff is revealed. Now, some criticisms that people keep saying is, why is the most powerful artifact, the key, on the back of some random truck? But what we need to analyze here is the box itself. I know it's sad that there's even Easter eggs in the box. We have Canada, Italy, Morocco, Egypt, we have Russia, we have United States, we have so many places, China, Japan, and Paris, New York, San Francisco, and Brazil. And Brazil is the one everyone's losing their minds over because of the quote earlier. Dempsey saying he's been to the moon, he's been following him everywhere to all these different places. And for some reason, people think Brazil equals Shangri-La. Now, it could be very possible, but I just don't like the idea. I think lately, so everybody who has their theories, causation doesn't mean correlation. It's a very simple fallacy that seems to happen constantly since the map has now been released, that like if Dempsey breathes left, that means Samantha has a child. Like the train of logic doesn't get me anywhere when there's no supporting facts. The only time we can have theories and ideas is if we have in-game facts. So that's why we have right here stickers and posts and stamps telling us that the key has been all around. It's been following them all around. Just like in Dempsey's quote there, he's saying, why does a Pack-a-Punch machine follow me wherever I go? The perks follow him wherever I go. Dr. Monty's factory is the guy who created all the gumballs and all the perks, and we know next to nothing about Dr. Monty. I want to get into a video about that later on. Well, let's continue to look through Dempsey's quotes and see how the storyline for Call of Duty Zombies has evolved.
Positive identification of 115 on site. As expected, my memory's slipping. Unable to determine current jump count to this location. 2 at least, maybe more. Having failed to secure the intel, test subject's location is currently unknown. Damn it, Richtofen! Why do you always have to screw everything up?
What a ball of information in that loading screen. You get that when you spawn in sometimes, and it's incredible to see what Dempsey knows about. So he knows 115 is there, and he knows how it affects his memory. When he jumps to these different dimensions, these different universes, it messes with his memory. He even refers to them as jump counts. So every time he's going to a different dimension, he thinks he overshot it. He went 2 jump counts into the giant, and he's losing his memory. Now, he's been jump counting without Richtofen. Now, this is something incredibly important to our storyline, as well as he mentions the test subjects. Now, is he trying to refer to his old selves? That's what we've been thinking about. Or is he trying to find the locations of somebody else? Now, it's very interesting. If they're trying to find the test subjects that are themselves, maybe they're trying to figure out something that connects them all together. It's an amazing quote. Let's get into the next stuff. Actually, JK, I just remembered something else I want to talk about because of this quote. We also find Dempsey slowly divulging into the Dempsey of this world. Now, his memories start to lose their own. He starts to merge with the Dempsey of this world, the insane Dempsey that went crazy because of 115. You see and you hear what a struggle it is for him to keep his memories, and also he hates Richtofen. He falls right back into that loop of what he used to be, old version of himself, quote unquote. Anyway, it's just a different version of himself.
Report. Dimensional insertion point was off. We were too late. Richtofen interrupted established continuity. What happens next is uncertain.
What's fascinating about this quote is that the dimensional insertion point was off. So what was Dempsey going there to stop? Was he trying to stop Samantha and Maxis from being teleported? Or is he more concerned with continuity, letting it happen over again? This seems to be a very reoccurring factor in his quotes. We hear it again later on that he's angry that he couldn't keep continuity with this dimension, which begs the reasoning why. His mission is to keep things as they were, while Richtofen is now changing things. So now they have unknown and uncertain futures. Maybe if they kept it the way it is, they knew how to win, how to beat it. But Richtofen has now changed his mind. He's seen different dimensions, changed many histories, and he's on a different path, a path that he walks alone, apparently.
You gonna tell me what the fuck you were doing back there? So, you gonna tell me what you were doing back there? Right after we got here, after you said goodbye to your evil twin, you did something strange. I know you're sick, Richtofen, but why were you messing around with your own corpse? Hey, I know what I saw. I saw you stoop down and hold something against the body. There's something I was gonna ask you. After France, I'm starting to believe that anything is possible. Hey, Tack, we gotta keep an eye on Richtofen. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't like it. Did you notice him doing something weird when we first got here? Right after he popped himself, when we were holding back the horde, Richtofen knelt down over the body. Why? We gotta piece it all together, Tack. Why the fuck did he come here? Again. We gotta piece it all together, Tack. Why did he come here? Again. Wherever he's been, whatever he's been through, I'm not sure Richtofen's any less crazy than before.
Boy, oh boy, was that a lot of information to be thrown at us. The big deal here is Richtofen going to the body. Dempsey notices Richtofen is messing with his own body and taking something. It's very possible it's the blood sample, or he's pushing the artifact, the summoning key, on his chest. We don't see that. We can't see it in the trailer, but Dempsey did notice it. He even confronts Takio to call out that Richtofen might be just as evil as before. I thought we had good guy Richtofen, and he's trying to be good guy Richtofen. He's slipping right back into evil Richtofen. I completely retract those statements. I no longer think Richtofen is going to be our saving grace anymore. I think we still got to rely on Dempsey and Takio. I think Nikolai's a lost cause as well. He is the worst at falling back into his old self, and Richtofen is slowly ruining everything, going into his evil self. Hopefully, the more times he kills himself, the less he feels inclined to be evil Richtofen. With all that said, it's very interesting the fact that Dempsey doesn't know why Richtofen came back to this time. For some reason, Richtofen came back to the giant to kill himself, to take himself. Now, this is scary, because what if he's using the artifact, a ritual that's ritual-type based key, and putting himself inside it with the evil, with the Shadow Man? Maybe he's compiling all the evils of the different dimensions. Is he trying to save himself and try and give himself even more power in this dimension? It's just... so many questions remain with these quotes. Even though they're answering so much for us, we have so much more to wonder about and ask about. There's just so much unanswered stuff. Dempsey's hitting home run after home run with these quotes. He's definitely by far the most interesting character out of all the characters' quotes. I've listened to them all now. Dempsey is the man with the plan here, and he's trying to keep it all together. Something serious is going on with Richtofen. He says he has an artifact. We know he has the key because of a quote in the giant. So it's very interesting to see. He goes to Shadows of Evil, then he comes to the giant, and then he's still keeping information from his comrades. He also hasn't seen them in 2 years. What has Richtofen been doing for 2 years, jumping dimension to dimension? Going to Shadows of Evil, he's there for a couple seconds. But they've been missing him for 2 years. They've been traveling around the world, France, Brazil, the moon. Where is this coming from? Where are we going with all this?
Maybe this'll buy me enough time to send out the beacon. Get the fuck out of this damn place once and for all. Oh yeah. I need to remember the mission. Ensure the timelines aren't disrupted. Ah, shit. Kinda late for that.
Now, the beacon allows people to see insertions in time, lets people know how to get them. Now, it's very interesting to think maybe, possibly, the quest Easter eggs are beacons, so you can tell when and where you are in time. So when the fly trap is completed, that acts as a beacon when and where it's completed. So all of our previous Easter eggs and all the previous continuities had a purpose. They serve as beacons to get out of places. So there's already a system in set that if you can activate a beacon during a certain point in time during these timelines, they can be retrieved and saved. Our characters can be saved from the giant. Very interesting to note. Once again, memory issues and timeline disruptions are the main thing Dempsey's trying to fight against, and he fails both. He's losing his memory, and the timelines are completely screwed because of Richtofen. It seems Richtofen is on his own plan, and Dempsey has his own plan as well, and Takio's kind of with Dempsey on it, and Nikolai's with Dempsey on that. So it's very interesting.
Ah, shit, did I get bit? I ain't turning into a damn meat maggot, am I?
Now, this is just something interesting for continuity purposes, is that being bit by zombies apparently turns you into zombies. We've had hints of this in the past. We've had, it's a virus, how will all these people become zombies? So it's very clear now that if you get bit, you turn to a zombie. Like, we knew this. We definitely had hints of this, but it's just a little clearer for us. And that's why I wanted to point it out.
Should have left you back at that damn dig site. I'm getting so tired of you, Richtofen. Should have left you back at that ancient dig site. So, what's your plan, Doc? You gonna tell us where the hell you've been for the last 2 years? Why the hell did you just blow your own brains out? Ray, buddy, how you been? I've been traveling through time, kicking ass. Ray, buddy, how you been? I've been traveling through time and kicking butt.
So here we go. Dempsey's confronted Richtofen about 2 years of time travel, and Richtofen still withholds answers from him. You have Dempsey traveling all the way through time in all these different places, running some tasks we don't know about for somebody we don't know about. We don't know if he's working for Maxis, which we hope he is. The Maxis with a plan. We've heard it in his radios and for the children. And Takio even mentions in the children's dreams and stuff like that. So we have almost like 4 different characters with 4 different agendas trying to figure out a way to save their futures. And they keep getting confused and losing their memories depending on where they are. Maybe I might suggest here that it is absolutely the worst with their memories when they're in this timeline, the timeline we know. So when they're reinserted into the Giant, into Doris, it messes with them on a whole new scale that they're not used to. So in future maps, maybe they'll be better prepared, or they'll fall right back into the same old stuff. We hear 2 versions of quotes, which I think coincides with the rounds. So you'll hear one where it's censored and they're not swearing, and then when they are swearing, as the rounds go on, they get crazier and more like the old selves of this timeline in this universe. So I want to know with you guys, what do you think? The big thing to take away here is Dempsey knows a lot. Dempsey is a key role, and I think he's the hero figure in Zombies. Maxis and Richtofen are trying their best to be the heroes, but they're clouded. Their judgment is clouded, and if they're staying in this timeline too long, they're going to become their evil selves. Dempsey is still trying to prevail against all this and set things as they were and save everyone from the zombie apocalypse, which I think is going to happen. Mark my words, by the end of DLC 4 for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, this storyline will be over. That we will be able to move on to a new campaign, a new type of zombies, a new story. I do not think Treyarch is going to continue it after Black Ops 3. Anyway, guys, I hope this was an interesting video, and I hope my breakdowns made some sense of what Dempsey's saying. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.